Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Umberson Loon, back at it again, once again, with another video. So, today, it's been a really shitty day. A true shitty day. I've been feeling nothing but down in every word of the sense, completely bogged down. Now, I do want to make something, the title is going to be called Don't. If you're one of those who care too deeply, it's time to pull back. So, what do I mean by that? I'll get to it here in a second. But I just want to say, I always like to encourage people not to drown, but to truly sit with their thoughts or their emotions. And I know they cause a great deal of pain, but in a way that one day, possibly, if you can find a way to learn to do that process and find a framework that allows you to sit with it in a way that you can learn not to be scared of it, which I think it's not really an easy task whatsoever, but I always promote, even if it's negative, it's positive. I always try to say view your emotions with the neutral perspective at all points in time, because if you try to label it inside your head, it just causes so much friction and so much problems. That's one thing I've learned within myself. So that's something I encourage. Sit with your emotions, no matter how shitty, no matter how bad or how good or how you like that emotion, whatever that is. Um, but I encourage you to sit with it all day, but also learn to be above that emotion while you're allowing yourself to have the grace to feel that emotion and not to treat those around you as if you are representing them through that emotion. Don't try to act it, essentially what I'm saying, and don't try to put it onto other people that didn't do anything. You're allowed to feel the way that you do, but it doesn't mean it's other people's fault. Okay, so what do I mean about getting into the other thing real quick? So, um, for those who care too deeply, for those like, if you're a person in your life who is always try to be good, not by expectation, of course, but just by doing the right thing, and you're a person who is very empathetic and can be very understanding towards another one's situation, and you're selfish or selfish, you never learn how to be selfish. That is me. So, in this situation, I want to tell you guys it's time to start reeling back in a very real way, because a lot of our pain, what it does stem from, is the fact that, of course, we care too much. We'll always care. We'll always care. You need to choose very proactively, considerably, the people that you care for like that. Because once you attach someone, it's one of the hardest things ever to not want to care. Because you'll think about them. They'll always have some sort of effect. It doesn't mean it's going to completely stop your day, but be very careful on who you decide to interact with in a way that is such like that, and that you put that effort into. Um, because I know that it's really easy to see the good in people. And remember, this is also a reflection through myself, and it's me talking in a way that I'm talking to others that are like me. And if you know who you are, you know who you are. But if you always see the good in other people and you're always optimist, like you're always if you're always like my brain's doing a thing. If you're always optimistic, um and optimism is always kind of your thing, you're always, you're always just up and chirpy in a way because you always see the best in everything. It's time to start pulling that back to some degree. Like, yes, you got to start. Can't always be delusional that everything's going to be this perfect, everything's going to work out. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay. Not everything's happening. Um, and especially in people, going back to the whole attachment thing, be very careful. Do it to those who actually do it to you, who care for you. And I have a real example in my life of this. I have a very close friend. He's the only friend I've ever had who cared about me like that in a kind of every way. Um, because all the other people I've ever cared about are people who've always hurt me. And sadly, that's just the case. But that's also an environment in which I grew up in, which I'm so used to helping those only in return in favor of people who hurt me. It's kind of like that saying, you you're given the love that you think you deserve. And it sucks, but that's kind of true sometimes. But or what you're just, I would say, trained to. Um, and I would also say my love life is a reflection of that to some degree. It's like I'm always wanting to help those who I feel like, I mean, I'm aware of it now, and my love life still a reflection to a degree. Like there was a situation where I fell with some love with someone recently, and I was always lifting them up, talking to them about stuff, and always wanting what's best for them, even at the cost of or the detriment of myself and anything around me. I stopped everything I was doing for that person. But as soon as the situation goes over, it's like even after they called me like a week ago. Um, and they always send the same message, hey, and that's always how it starts up. It's not no conversation, but it's always when they need something. That's it. Never when they want to talk. They don't know how to have a conversation, anything like that. Um, and also to do like family members, my brother, I'll say, my blood brother. It was a situation where I want to like reunite with my family, but my family's hurt me beyond a point. Like they take what I do completely for granted. I was essentially the glue of my family at all points of time. I was basically everybody's. I was the one who basically emotionally regulated everybody. Kind of always talked sense, always kept people going. Try to find the little things, cleaning, whatever it was as a kid. So got really good at being an adult for those around me. Never got to be a kid type thing on that. But the same, that's kind of like where a lot is. My nature is kind of like what is a byproduct of that. Like I always care. I always feel empathetic towards people. And I always see the best in people, even though when it's bad. I always find the best way to go, like the silver lining. A hope, a hopeless optimistic. It's kind of where it's going to. And again, if you're having a hard time going through this, like trying to figure out how not to fall into that constant thing of like where you're going through your life, you're trying to learn how to be aware and analyze and become self-aware of when you're doing things, you're putting yourself in those situations. And I would say sit down, make an honest friendship with someone, a true honest friendship that doesn't evolve what society calls a friendship. A true friendship where things are uncomfortable having real conversations, because relationships require a lot of compromise, a lot of forgiveness. It's a conversation. It'll go on forever. A true friendship. And I would even say the same for relationships. You never want to like someone just based off the activities that they do. You'll want to have common interests, but I think being friends with someone truly, it really goes beyond that. Learning to actually how to talk to a person, and if y'all really know how to connect and like be there for each other, y'all can enjoy each other's activities when things get down to it. Um, and you don't try to mold yourself after them, and they don't try to mold, like y'all are just two separate people who can actually hang out and do stuff and just have real conversations about y'all's lives without attacking each other or judging or being defensive. Learning how to completely be open. It's a really new thing. It's scary, but find yourself a person like that. You can call it a ride or die, but those are good friends to have. Good people. You need those kind of people where that's where you need to care about those people at. Don't try to go for the broken people or people you think, who are going in a bad, like, be empathetic. Be empathetic in the way that you offer them, you help them a little bit in a way that doesn't involve taking yourself out. It's okay to still help people. Don't close yourself off. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. Um, but be very cautious. I'm learning that real hard, real quickly, all the time. Love and care openly to those that you can, that can some form of shape be receptive, not in the way that you do it, because don't ever expect someone to love like you do. You'll always be disappointed, but in the way that they can. Because your ideas and expectations on how someone should treat you is far different than what they actually know how to treat and what they show as love. And I don't mean a cop out where someone's treating you like shit and then they say, "Oh, that's just the way I show love." Like you'll know the difference and you'll understand it. It's a thing where you gotta get into the nitty gritty of the uncomfortable part of it to figure it out. And that's the whole thing of building a relationship, it's that conversation. But or friendship. I mean, relationship, friendship. But yeah. It's been tough because that's kind of what I've been thinking about today. It's the thing of also recognizing for myself, and I'm just gonna kind of like go into a little ramble on this. It's also a thing for me to recognize for myself. It's like I stayed, I helped those that I helped because it was still my decision, and at the end of the day, it's still my fault because I still have to take accountability for the actions. I decided to stay. I decided to help that person. And it's up to me to take that accountability and to move forward. And it's just like in any situation. So, like one of my exes today, I did a lot for her. Did a lot for her. So I was walking past where I used to work at, where she's still working at, and she called me basically a name. And so it's always a point where it's like you don't react anymore because it's not about you need to prove anything. It's not about you trying to show hurt. It's like you're trying to throw your hurt back at them, or if they're trying to find a way to get back at you or something. Um, I have a whole theory of why she does what she does. She tried calling me literally last week. I said it earlier, but essentially, I'm kind of ignoring it. I'm not trying to feed the fire because it's like I've already made a promise myself. I did everything I could for her. I've given her a second chance. It was a really bad situation, really extreme, really toxic, something I should have not been involved into. But it's a thing where you have to move on in those situations. You don't react to try to be a dick or to prove anything. You don't need to. You're wasting your energy, you're wasting your time. Because in the end, no matter how much chaos, no matter how much you do, nothing good will ever come out of it. Not anything that's going to promote anything that's going to be proactively productive in a way that's going to better any situation. You're only burning fire with fire. That's it. Just because someone hurt you doesn't mean you need to go back and hurt them. That's a big thing I'll say. Because I already know the road that she has to deal with is far worse than what I have to deal with. Because she's in a whole lot of other shit that I do not envy. But you guys have a beautiful rest of your night. I'll see you on the next video.